because we know that excessive pronation can affect typical gross motor development as well. So what we see here is the P-body, and just right before 2 months, we see the child lifting their head, their chest up, rolling over around 4 to 5 months, sitting around 6 to 7 months, beginning to crawl around between 7 and 9 months, pulling to stand around 11 to 13 months, and walking sometime between 12 months and 16 months. So we know that there is some variation there, but this is typically, we see this kind of progress. We may see a child skip one motor milestone and have another one a little earlier. We'll continue to see them progress, and they progress very, very quickly. Now watch our little guy who has excessive pronation. Let's see him stand up. So we see right away he's crawling, but we see he doesn't have postural control yet. When he's crawling, his back is really arched. He's able to sit, but he went right into that W sitting position when he transitioned from crawling to sitting. Now we're trying to pull to stand, but he's in that excessive pronation. And so he's going to compensate. He might move to the toes because that gives us a more rigid foot to stand on. He's going to have a lot of difficulty in learning to walk and to transfer his weight through his pelvis. Now let's look at how our typical children with hypotonia, we looked at some kids with just benign hypotonia. Let's see what their gross motor skill development looks like. So we see that they're really close on this crawling position. They're not too far behind. But look how much longer it takes them to get to that pulling to stand. This is that lack of postural control. Our typically developing peers are already standing independently, and they're learning to walk very quickly. And our children with hypotonia were stuck. So we put this patient group, this group of kids with low tone and excessive pronation, into our prefabricated SureStep SMO, and right away we began to see immediate improvements in their gross motor development. Look how quickly they accelerated in the way that they were meeting those milestones. So we saw children with significant delays of 4 to 6 months all of a sudden move forward. In fact, they moved about a third, they moved a little more than half as fast as their typically developing peers did in gaining these skills once we intervened with our SureStep SMO. So the SureStep SMO is giving them the stability they need to develop that gross motor milestones.